Let me get this first one, Greg.
There we go.
No, it's too much.
Too much?
Yeah. Okay, hit that. Oh. Yeah. You kidding me?
What are the odds? Never fails.
Never fails out of nails. Sheathing really is easy. It goes up so quick. You start square, plumb, true, all that good stuff, and it'll treat you right. They about got all that concrete laid out inside on the first section. It's looking good. It'd be nice not to have to walk on all those tubes and mesh. Never stand on the top rung of a ladder. You know what's kind of funny? Is how much you made fun of me for loving that Grabo. And yet here you are, loving it. I think you're using it because, you like it.
No,
Oh.
I think it's overrated.
We both know that's not true. I like to just go through whenever I'm seam taping and just kind of lay down my joints. I find that if you kind of stretch it out a little bit, you don't want to go crazy. And then just put it down by hand for the meantime. Like, you can't leave it like this. You got to come back through and apply some pressure, squeegee it. And I'm doing the horizontals first so that I can go over these with a vertical and kind of shed the water. You may be thinking like, dude, Kyle, why don't you just like go? Well, because that doesn't really wet the edge like I was saying. You want to work the adhesive out to the edge. And that's what gets you the seal that you're looking for. So now that is air and weather sealed. That's going to protect us from air penetration, water, and it's going to keep the inside of this building, this wall cavity, not only nice and dry, but also it's going to stop all that bad dirt air from making its way into your wall cavity. Mold, dust, all that stuff that makes air quality inside not as enjoyable. Brian, did you want your interview now?
No, that's okay.
Okay. Awesome.
I'll pass on that.
All right, next time we'll get you though mic'd up, okay? Nice, looks good. Now that this roof finally melted off, there's still a little bit of snow over there. We can finally get it covered up with ice and water and get it protected. This has been uncovered for actually a couple weeks now. I think we're good, dude. This ain't coming nowhere. Dang, that was sticky. Like, I knew it was gonna be sticky, but I didn't think it would be that sticky. Shut it off. Closed. All right, I say we're off of this roof. Well, this is a good scene. We don't have to wait on windows for 5 years. Look at that. Everything come in?
Except
Oh, for a patio door, right?
Patio door, yes.
They gave us shims, and that's not ours, is it?
I don't know.
They gave us shims and everything?
Well, yeah.
I'm sure I paid for them, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay. We actually aren't even done fully sheathing our exterior, and our windows are here. We just took our window delivery, all but one, I think our patio door. That's a patio door over there. That did not come in. But it's just nice that we've actually got our windows ahead of needing them versus it seems like the last couple jobs, everything has been hurry up and then wait. And then when it comes in, we install and then we wait for the next thing. Logistics and timing and deliveries and supply, all of that has been so weird that it feels good to be at the point where things are getting back to normal, where you can order something and have it like delivered ahead of needing it so that it's there when you want it. And what we're using here, these are all Anderson 200 vinyl clad wood windows. I think they're 200 series. To be honest, I don't get super involved in the window choice or the window. You know, I just kind of usually will send a client to my local supply house, which is ABC Supply in this instance, and they can kind of talk through budget and what windows to use. I'm no window connoisseur, and I know that you can literally spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on window packages. Will you recoup those costs? I don't ever know. Anderson makes a decent window. We've used Pella windows. We've used Sierra Pacific windows. I've used tons of different window brands. They all seem fairly the same, and I'm assuming depending on the level that you purchase, you get better features, but sometimes it all boils down to install and taking care of them to determine how well they last. These are going to do great. Now that we have the sheathing done on the house, we're going to go ahead and start cutting out our holes for our windows. And the way we're going to do that is we just sheathe over everything, as you can see, and then we're going to come back in with a router. And this is this has a bearing on it, so this will run along the frame and give us a perfect opening for the window. It's very quick, very efficient, good quality, and the only problem is it makes a lot of dust, so we'll have the blower handy, you'll see. So Greg's inside, he's gonna start drilling some holes in the corners. Actually, he just got me one drilled right here. So this will be the starting point, and we'll just router right around. So let's get into it. No big deal, just a little sawdust. See, look at this router job. It just does a perfect, clean job right around the perimeter, follows your framing exactly. Does it really matter? Probably not, but it makes taping off your window a lot easier also, so that you can seal this all off. And really, the big thing is sealing off this bottom so that any moisture that might get through the window doesn't get on top of your sill, into your sheathing. And because this is kind of the area right here where most things start to rot, but we'll seal tape that all off so that it can't rot. You can just as easily blow me. That's my beach and barnstorm trucker. Sorry. I ain't that much of a baby. I can handle a little bit of... Dude, super easy. I don't know a better way to do window openings. Obviously, when the wall's on the ground, if you're doing stick frame. I lost an earbud. Crap. Greg blew my earbud out, I just realized. Greg, my ISO tunes is somewhere. I don't know. Oh, right here. Here it is. Anyway, router is the best way to do windows. No, seriously, that's a pretty miserable part of the job. I'll be cleaning sawdust out of every orifice that I have. All of them. Also, I forgot to mention the concrete guys are back today, and they're working on, well, they poured the floor. So unfortunately, we don't have it all finished up above, and they're getting a little bit of condensation drip, so that should be done pretty soon, and then they'll be able to finish that. I mean, they just laid this out, and I'm stepping in excess concrete. Nice job, Kyle. And then they're also over here, and they're getting the porch walls dug, so they can put footings in, get walls done, and then get us our porch caps so we can build the porches. All right, so once we get this cut open, you can't probably see it very good, but this is not nailed around the opening, because when we put the sheathing on, we didn't know exactly where the opening was, nor did we want to waste nails or be off the opening. We wanted to be able to go right along it. So now we're just going to take the 21 degree and we're just going to go around the perimeter, making sure it's nice and tight and secure to our frame. There, now that we have a nice tight opening, when we set our window, obviously it's going to help us be the exact dimension on the inside, because a jamb extension will have to be made on the interior trim to make up the difference in the thickness of this wall. And we try to reduce as many discrepancies as possible by making sure that that jamb sheathing is tight around that window frame. We can ensure like a consistent depth, which is why we also cut down every 2x6 that made up our window jamb to the exact dimension we wanted, instead of relying on the rough lumber dimension, which sometimes can be different. So it'll make doing trim a lot easier. So first I'm going to take a piece and I'm going to lay it over this corner, come in here, and I'm not going to go tight to the corner. You can see it kind of folds in. And I'm going to do that on both of my corners. Then what we're going to do is take the tape, and I'm going to run it right on my 2x4 framing, just as a guide, which is this line here is what I'm running it on. Get this nice and adhered, tight into my corner. And now you can see by doing this, what I did was created an overlap. I'm going to do the same thing here, not quite go all the way tight with my cut. And see how it stretches right over, and now there's nothing, well, for one, it's shingled, and for two, it's overlapped. And not visible, so I'm not gonna have any issues. And basically, what we're doing here is giving ourselves protection so that moisture, if it gets inside the window, we won't seal this bottom with sealant when we set the window, nor will we tape it. It'll give a place for any moisture to wick out. Okay, so that's the bottom, and then just for protection, I'm gonna go ahead and run another row in. Now that's kind of how we're gonna detail our sills. I think it's fine. You know, one thing that we don't do, and we could do it, honestly, I feel like, you know, building science has always evolved, and people, they put a slanted sill. I think that when this is done, water is going to A, be minimal, and B, work its way out. There will be nothing for it to ruin or be detrimental to here. I could be totally wrong. I would love to know what you guys think. Maybe it's more of a belt and suspenders approach to do that in this instance, but where's water going to do any damage here? And how much water are we talking about in the first place? Not much. I really don't know if, once again, this is necessary. And really all we're looking to do here is just keep the moisture out of the side of this sheathing, more for the construction phase. Once again, I've seen this done. I just don't know if it really is going to enhance anything. This is now ready for a window. This is all sealed up. I think it's probably not even worth it to do all this work. What the heck?